Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar Open University.
Hello dear student, have a nice day. Myself Kiran Patel, Assistant Professor in School of Computer Science of Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar Open University, Ahmedabad, Gujarat. Dear students, now in today's session we are going to start with the course RDBMS, Relational Database Management System. In this course, Block 1 is a fundamental of database management system. In Block 1, we will learn about the Unit 2, Architecture of DBMS. Dear students, in first session, we have been already discussed about file-based system and its limitations and basic concept of the database and database management system, DBMS function and advantages and disadvantages of DBMS. Today, we are going to start with the block 1 and unit 2, architecture of DBMS. The purpose of this unit is that we are getting the knowledge about which are the basic components of the DBMS and its architecture. Now, we start with the DBMS. We already seen in a previous video lecture what is the database management system. Once again, I will give you a short definition of the DBMS. So, what is DBMS? DBMS is very sophisticated software application that provides the reliable management of large amount of the data, or we can say the DBMS is a collection of interrelated data and set of programs that allows the user to access and modify the data from the database. Without DBMS, we cannot manage large amount of the data or does not any operation on database easily. So, we can say that it is a software system and enables the end user to create, protect, read, update and delete the data in the database. The major purpose of database system is to provide the user with an abstract view of the data. That is, the system hides the certain details of how the data are stored and maintained. The database system is to provide the user to view only that much information that is required by them. This means that the system does not open all the detail of the data, but it hides certain details of the data, like how the data is stored and maintained is called the data abstraction. Now the next is the architecture of DBMS. Architecture of DBMS is to describe how the data in the database which is viewed by the different users. This architecture provides the data at a different level of the abstraction to the user by hiding the complexity of its internal management activities. We already see what is abstraction. Data abstraction means that the database system is to provide the user to view only that much information that is required by them. This means that the system does not open all the detail of the data, but it hides the certain detail of the data, like how the data is stored and maintained internally. In this architecture, the overall database description can be defined at a 3 levels. Which are the 3 levels? First is the internal level, second is the conceptual, and third one is the external level. The DBMS architecture is also known as a 3-level DBMS architecture. Now, we see the levels of DBMS. What are the first level? First level is the internal level or physical level. It is the lowest level of database abstraction. It is closest to the physical storage where the data is stored. This level is also known as a physical level. It describes how the data are actually stored or organized on the storage medium. At this level, complex low-level data structures are described in detail. That is, how the data are stored internally, what is length of the table, and how many bytes are allocated to all the fields, etc. At this level, various aspects are considered to achieve the optimal runtime performance and storage space utilization. This view is dependent on both the software like operating system as well as hardware. Now the next level is the conceptual level, or we can say the logical level. It is a logical view level because it deals with the logical structure of the entire database. This level of the data abstraction is described what the structure, the data types and size of the data and the relationship among the data are actually stored in the database. The users of this level are not concerned with how the logical data structure will be implemented at physical level. It describes without physical implementation. They just are concerned about what the information to be kept in the database, and thus this view is depend on the software but not depend on the hardware. It is basically related to the logical structure. Now the next is external level, or we can say the view level. At the external level, user or application program is worked. It is a highest level or a view level of data abstraction. It deals with user's view of the database. Therefore, it is also known as a view level. It is closest to the user and it is concerned with the data are viewed by the individual user. All the user have their own needs of the data view. Thus the user 1, 2 up to user n view only that much information which is needed by them. So most of the user of the database are not concerned with all the information contained in the database. Instead, the needed information of the database relevant to them. So it describes the parts of the database to the specific group of the user or to the individual user. Each view available to the user is customized to their requirements. It is provide a powerful and flexible security mechanism by hiding certain data from the certain users. The data described at this level is independent of both hardware and software. Now, next is we can see in the figure at the bottom database is there which is used to store the data of particular organization. After that, internal level, conceptual level and external level is there. The internal level and conceptual level is defined by the DBA and system administrator, whereas the external level is defined by the user or application program. In this figure, we see at the end database stored all the data, and internal level or internal schema is stored only physical level of the data, and conceptual schema is stored only logical level of the data, and external level, in external level user 1, 2 up to n user views the data about their requirements. Now the next is we see these three levels using example. Now first is example of external level. Here employee database are defined at the external level. Here the different user can have a different external views as per their required queries. Suppose one employee required only employee number, name, birth date and address only, but the second employee required employee number, joining date, basic salary, HRA, DA and income tax detail. Now the both user can view their own requirement information only, not more than that. They view only that much information which is needed by them. The detail about the data types and size of the fields are hidden from the user at the external level. At the external level, the logical detail of the data types and size of the employee number, name and all other fields are hidden from the end user. Now in the figure we see the example of conceptual level. We can see here in the figure it describes the employee table structure. In this it shows the logical detail of the data types and size of each field of the employee table, and also show the relationship between the employee table with the other table. Here the DBA can perform the data definition related commands also, like alter, add, modify, drop command, etc. Thus we can change the size of the column, add a new column in the table or drop the old column from the table, etc. This activity is performed in a conceptual level. Now in the internal level, we can see here in the example in which it describes the employee table structure on a storage medium. In this, the length is equal to 86 is described, that how much space allocated to the employee table. It describes that how much bytes allocated by each fields. The main merit of this level DBMS architecture is that it provides the data independence. Now, in this level, what is the data independence? We'll learn it from the next slide. Now, the next is data independence. Now, what is data independence? Data independence is the ability to change the schema at one level of the database system without changing the schema at the other levels. Means we change the design of the database at one level, then it will not affect or change at another level. Schema means design. Here there are two types of the data independence. First is the physical data independence and second one is the logical data independence. Now what is physical data independence? Physical data independence, it refers to the ability to modify the schema at the physical level without affecting the schema at a conceptual level. We already talked to you, the schema means the design. Now, it refers to the ability to modify the schema at the physical level without affecting the schema at a conceptual level is called the physical data independence. Means that we change the design at a physical level, it will not affecting any changes in the conceptual level is known as a physical data independence. That is, the application programs remains same even through the schema at a physical level gets modified. Suppose we add some additional hardware resources like extra memory add to the system, or we increase the length of employee table, then these changes will not affecting at a logical structure of the data. Means the table structure and the data remains the same after adding some hardware resources at a physical level. This is because the mapping between the conceptual schema and the internal level is provided mostly by the DBMS. The modifications at the physical level are occasionally necessary in order to improve the performance of the system. Hence, the physical data independence is easy to achieve. But the next is logical data independence. Now the next logical data independence means it refers to the ability to modify the schema at a conceptual level without affecting the schema at external level or application program. Means if you change in the table structure, it will not affect in a external or a view level. Suppose, for example, if you add some constraints like we make the employee number as a primary key and other field as a not null, then it will not affect in a view level by end user or application program that is already there. The logical data independence is difficult to achieve as all the application program are always dependent on the logical structure of the table database. Therefore, the changes in a logical structure of the database may require the changes in the application program. That's why it is difficult to maintain. So, it is more difficult to achieve the data independence than the physical data independence. The abstract data types in a modern programming language implements the concept of the data independence. To the large extent, both hide implementation details from the users. It allows the user to concentrate on the general structure rather than the low-level implementation details. Now the next is various components of the DBMS. What are the components of the DBMS? Here we see there are 5 major components of the DBMS. First is the hardware, second is the software, Third one is the people's, procedure, data. In software, there are different types of the software. The people means the user. There are different types of the user of the database. Now, we see in the figure, we learn this component using database system environment diagram. Here, we see in this diagram, we can see that how the database administrator works, how the system administrator works, what is the duty of the database designer, how the user and application programmer use the data from the database. Here in the figure, DBMS store all the datas and which is internally stored in a computer system. The database administrator manages all the operation on the database. It is a work in an internal level as well as conceptual level. Database administrator and system administrator both handles the internal and conceptual level. The database designer designs the database system. Now, here we see the end user and application programmers. He writes the application program which is used to access the data from the database. The user use the procedure and standards also. So, in this diagram, all over the database system environment, who use this environment, who involve this, all are described here. Now, let's we see each components in the details. The various components, first is the hardware. We all are know all the touchable part of the computer is called the hardware. It refers to the physical devices like storage devices, network devices, printers, servers, workstations, personal computer to mainframe computer, all are the hardware devices. A good database system requires a powerful database server with the high speed processor and large amount of the main memory, which increase the database technology development and its application. Now the second one is the software. A set of program is called the software. There are three types of the software needed. First is the operating system, second one is the database management system, and third one is the application program. Now, we see in the detail what is operating system. Operating system is a system software that manages all the hardware and software components. Most commonly used operating system are the Windows, Unix, Linux, Mac, etc. These all are used. Now the next is DBMS. We already know what is database management system. It is a collection of software package which is used for processing or maintaining the data in the database. Some example of commonly used database management system software includes MySQL, Oracle, DB2, MS Access, etc. The third one is the application program and utility program or utility software. The application program are used to provide the interface to the user to accept and manipulate the data from the database. It is used to access, insert, update, or delete the data from the database. The application is a software program which is used to perform the specific task. For example, like bank management system, library management system, or railway reservation system. These all are the application programs or application software. This application software are used to processing on the data stored in the database. Utility software is used to help manage the some database components. Now the next one is the third component is the people. Who is people? People means the users. Users who use the database system. Users may be various types like database administrator, system developer, application programmer, or end users. All the users who are directly or indirectly interact with the database system environments. Now, who is the database administrator? It is the first user. First user of the database system is the database administrator, or we can say the DBA. DBA is the main responsible person for managing or controlling overall database management system. They also setting up the procedure and standards for the database to ensuring that they are properly implemented or not. The second one, user, is the system administrator. The system administrator is take care of all the computers in the network and the database system general operations. Now the next user is the database designer, or we can say the database architect. They work with the database administrator. They design the structure of whole database system. The database design is very careful task. Otherwise, all over components of the database system environment becomes helpless. So, the design is an important part. Now the next is system analyst or the programmers. The application system analyst or the programmer is concerned about the database of the logical level. That is, what the data stored in the database, what are the relationship between the data, etc., without considering the physical implementation details. They design and implements the application programs and the procedure through which end user access and manipulates the data in the database and generate the forms and reports. Now the last user is the end user. This user performs the day-by-day operation of the business through the application program. Using application program, end user is work. End user is person who is not a computer trained person. The end user is like a customer. It includes all the employees, customers or salesmen also of particular organization. Some of them enter the raw data and some of them process the raw data and generate the information. Now the next component is the procedure. What is procedure? Procedures are the set of instructions and rules that helps to maintain certain level of the standards and ensure that the data entering into the system and information generated from the system are all well organized manner. So procedure is very useful. Now what is data? We already know what is data. Data is a raw fact. From the data, information is generated. For example, like bank management system, store the bank employee related data, customer related data, and all the transaction related data stored in a bank management system. So all the data stored in a database applications or database of the bank management system. Now the DBMS ensure that only valid and significant data must go into the system for proper decision making. Now here I complete this topic. At the end, thank you all. Today we have been discussed about 3 levels of the DBMS architecture and 5 components of the database management system. In next session, we will learn about the unit 3 is the data models. And once again, if you understand this session and getting some knowledge, then please subscribe to the BAU Gujarat. Thank you guys.
स्वाध्यायः परमं तप